Good evening, everybody, and welcome to RPM Esports. We are here for round 11 in Logia, and I'm joined by Shaq. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me once again on Co-Coms. And yeah, exciting. Of course, both our home Grand Prix and for
I hate
quite a lot of
Strat.
these drivers. For quite a lot of these drivers, I
Oh
think
my, oh
they're home
great
as well.
heavens. Oh great heavens. Full wet
That's good to
conditions
know.
for the race.
That
Oh
makes it
great
very
heavens.
interesting.
This is gonna be absolutely horrible. Turn 1's gonna be a nightmare. It's a full-on storm, Shaq. Check TAS.
Yeah, the whole race as well is just going to be very challenging for them.
And it looks like my curse worked. Because I wished it was wet. And
He
it
definitely
happened.
did. Definitely did. Well, I guess quality won't be as important now.
Yeah,
It's
no
still,
medium strategy.
yeah. I guess everyone will be on the soft now. So it's all pace for quali. We have Oaklop and the Red Bull out first.
Well, yeah, he is.
Oh, we've already got a spin. I think that's Jones out of the pits. But yeah, heavy rain for the race, which is going to make things definitely stormy even. It's just going to make things
It's gonna be
really
full wet.
interesting. Yeah, full wet tires for the race. Yeah, the conditions are gonna be really difficult, difficult and different to quali. So I feel like the first few laps there's gonna be quite a lot of incidents. Hopefully not, but I feel like there may or may not be a few incidents at the start.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, guys, can you just tell us if the mic volume is good? That'd be helpful.
Alright. Okay, well, let's get into this. So, Silverstone, we're gonna go on a lap with Oaklop and see how he does, and go through, and you go flat round here to begin the lap. And then obviously you go flat round turn 1, 2 as well. Yeah, completely flat there. And full brake into third gear, and then you get a nice turn in, all short shift in the fourth a little bit early. And then going very wide there, and not getting a good exit out of the corner, then flat through this part. And then flat on the straight obviously. And then a little bit of braking here, a little bit of braking. You want to shift down to fourth, get the turning correctly, and then for this right hand, nice and smooth. Be careful not to lose it on traction. You're going very wide there, and not getting a good exit out there. And then into this corner, cops, very tricky corner as well. And you go flat through here, but we see a lift surprisingly. And then through first part of Mountains of Beckett, you go flat round here. A little bit of braking already. I usually take that flat, and then down to fifth gear to the last part. Still going a little bit wide and having to lift, and then flat through here, and then next this part, a little bit of braking, down to sixth gear, get a nice turn in, and then heavy braking zone here. Some moves might be made here, and then very tricky traction zone up next, and then flat to the line, and that is a lap of Silverstone. And it's an alright lap, 129.7, and we might see someone beat that. And yeah, Krager does beat it with a 128.1, and another car crossing the line. I think that is no, that is Rauchens, who's currently, I believe, P4 on the championship. Could I get a check on that, Shaq, real quick?
Yeah, I will. Krieger also, after I think coming second in the championship in another league yesterday, he'll definitely want redemption. And I was watching his lap; it was a pretty solid lap. He kept it nice and tidy the whole way through. So I think he'll be one to watch today.
Oh.
I will check the standings now.
We've just seen our first victim of cops, and that is Goey, who was just spun off into the wall. And a little bit of traffic for Rauchens, which won't help him on his lap, and hopefully he doesn't repeat what Goey did in cops. And he might get a tow from his teammate, as his teammate's just right there in front of him, and yeah, flat through here. That's how you usually take cops. And let's see, 7th gear down, and Mosqueda goes to P1, and we've seen a lot of pace from Esqueta lately, and yeah, and there we go. Rauchen's going to get a massive toe from Eek down its entire straight, and I mean he might return the favour on Eek's lap. So we have to wait and see as Rauchen's now heading into the last couple of corners. Shifted down to third gear, not hitting the curb here either, but he gets a good exit, and towards the line he sets a 27.8, so he slots himself up in the P2. And let's go on board with Eek, his teammate, and see if he was to return the favour probably, and I really think he will. But turn one, very confident turning. Oh, second gear, I've never seen that before. And then a second gear again, maybe short shift for third, fourth maybe? No. Oh, there he is, there's the fourth gear. And he might get a little bit of a toe down here. But Rauchen's will have to push, honestly, to give Eek the same amount of toe that he was given on his lap. But I don't know whether dirt yet is affecting him or not, but he is going very wide. But he will get a big help from the toe, but I don't think realistically Rauchen's being ahead right now is helping him in this situation.
Yeah, he was 2 tenths off Mosquito in the first sector, so a decent first sector, but definitely could be better for Eek.
Yeah, it seems Eek's struggling now. Again, Maggots and Beckett's, but he's going to get the big toe now. There we go.
Yeah, all the way down the hanger straight. A very big toe there, actually, all the way to
the...
that's
he's just
wide
completely
there.
ruined that.
Got on the grass a bit then.
That's invalidated.
Wide
I don't know. Let's see what we'll still be able to see what he would have gotten, but riding that curb too much, the outside curb, you never see that, and 28.8, so that would have put him P6, maybe even P7.
Yeah, and Thrax also coming to the end of his first lap in the Ferrari, goes very wide through slow. And a bit of a slow Sector 1 and Sector 2, I'm not sure if it's backed off.
Who,
I
Old
think
Man?
Still going. No, the Mighty Thrax in the Ferrari.
Old Mighty Thrax, oh yeah. And yeah, he did a lap.
That's
and,
pretty nice.
I'm gonna take a look at the Old Man. Let's take a look at the Old Man. As he's on his lap and goes flat through cobs, like you expect. And wonder maybe if he will we could possibly see a 26.9 maybe, but I very doubt it already with the times we're seeing, but anything is possible.
Richie goes P7 as well, a decent lap from the other Ferrari driver then.
Yeah, he's got a lot to improve, I'm sure of it. Oh, Spritzy shifting on the fourth gear in this corner, you don't really see that. You would want to hold it in fifth and then go and clip the curb, Old Man. Second gear, losing a lot of time there, just shifting down an extra gear. But 28.5, and it seems Spritzy, yeah, and Alex Key's not really struggling, he's gone into P3, but Mosquito's looking very strong around here, and he seems to have found a lot of pace over the last few races.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Alpine fighting for the constructors, I think, against Aston Martin. So, Rauchen's doing a really good job to get up into P2 provisionally, and Alex Key up into P3 as well.
Is Alex Key pushing again?
Well, he's got... No, it's not even telling me.
Well, he's just gone flat through cops, so I think he is pushing, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, he's down by 1 tenth on his first sector, but let's see what he could do through Mangas and because...
I just don't understand. Oh, 6th gear, yeah, he's very confident then. Going into 6th gear already. He's only he's 1 tenth down in his time, so...
Yeah, personal best sector 2, but still 1 tenth down on his time.
There must be a lot of time again in the last sector, I'm sure of it. Because I remember sitting the same second sector as him, but yeah, just boxing now. And Craig and Mosquito look to be going up for another lap, and let's go on board with our provisional pulse it and see what he does, and try keeping an eye on the Old Man, who knows, he might improve, and know he boxes straight away, so let's go on board with Mosquito, and let's go on broadcast mode to get a much better view, and it's not really as much of a better view, but it's good at least. And then,
yeah, and as Colin said, although Richie's in P9, he is a very good driver in the wet, so he'll really be fast when it comes to the race, and I think he'll gain a few positions throughout the race.
Ooh,
Really
bouncing
just
over
with
that
his
curb,
consistency.
Mosqueta, and it looked like he was a little bit unsettled after hitting that curb, but still going strong. And Shaq, keep an eye on his sector time, see if he was to improve. And he's down by 2 tenths basically, and is now looking to find that time again. And problem is with this track is that you can lose a lot of time very easily, especially into cops. If you don't take it correctly, you do a slight lift, you'll lose at least 1/10. So go on board with him through cops and completely flat.
Oh, a bit of an invalidation there. I was just
nearly
about
losing
to,
it.
yeah, I was just about to say I'm surprised we haven't seen too many invalidations, but there we go. The original pole sitter going a bit too wide in cops and invalidating his lap, which yeah, wasn't the best lap anyway. So he'll probably try and get a bit more battery and go again.
Yeah, but and Craigo on a lap right now. And he's improved marginally. No, just lost that time again. I thought he did improve, but doesn't look like he did. But now it's only 1/10 down. There's still a lot of time to get in the last sector. And now heading through the last sector now, and a little bit of traffic in front. Hopefully it doesn't affect him too much. Maybe he can improve. Get a very nice turn in there, but still second gear. You should really be in third gear in that corner if you want to gain time, and he doesn't improve.
Yeah, so, a lot of drivers struggling for better pace. Yeah.
Jones just set a lap and he's up in the P2, 1/10 behind Mosqueta. Speaking of Mosqueta, he's on another lap again, but he has a traffic of Uklop in front of him, so go on board with him again. And I wonder if he is pushing or not, but it looks like he is, and he might get a tow from Uklop, but he will gain, I believe, just slightly. And he's marginally down, but having a car in front of you who's also on a lap, I believe, is just not good at all. So don't know whether Uklop's on the in lap or not. Let's go on board with him and see what he's doing. And he's not on the in lap, so Mosqueta, you timed it incorrectly and you are stuck behind what looks to be a slower car right now, as he's gaining a lot on Uklop, and it's unfortunate. He was marginally down and he could have improved, and yeah, not much to say there. He just didn't time it correctly, so that's unfortunate. There seems to be a massive train of cars which Mosqueta is in, and I think Frago, no, he's backed off, so yeah. Oh, and he's on that now, so just pay attention to him. And oh, someone's just spun off, and that's a Mercedes, and I believe that is the Maverick, and he's the only Mercedes out right now. And Shaq, you haven't really talked much, so I'll let you take over this lap.
Who are you watching, Aliski?
Yeah, Aliski.
But he's again struggling to find more pace, marginally down on first sector time. But let's see what he can do towards cops. And he's 4/10 off Mosqueta on his previous sector 2. So I'm guessing there is more pace to find, as he does really well through cops, flat out, very tidy, and now through Magus, Betis, and Shaku. Again, looks very tidy. I think this is definitely going to be a fastest lap, and fastest sector 2 there, 2/10 up. So it's not looking too bad right now. It's very
nice.
And it's definitely a better lap than before. Through the final few corners now, just have to make sure this is.
I don't know why they keep going second. Just try to hold it in third and see what happens. And,
trying to get the best turn in, I guess. Ooh. And good positional pole.
I said that yesterday.
2/10 up.
But, yeah, that's a good lap. But I'm sure Mosqueta will want to challenge that. And the old man who's on the lap himself, and he's down. So I think he's going to start his lap now. His tyres will be a little bit worn. So let's go on board with him.
Richie's also on the lap, and it's nearly 3/10 up, coming to the final sector now.
That's good. Very good. Oh, hitting the gravel there, Spritzy. You don't want to do that, old man. You need to remember where the racing line is. And then, oh, getting very onto that curb. Third gear here. And then, short shift the third, fourth maybe, to get the extra power down. And kind of does that, but turns into the corner of a second. And now onto this straight. See how far up he is. And he marginally down, so he will obviously want to. Oh, he's invalidated.
Yeah, like a lot of drivers really struggling to find pace around Silverstone. I'm not sure why, because the track should be ramping up.
I'm gonna take a look at the gap to leader, honestly, and wow, just from P8 all the way down to P15, and just 1 second out of at the ski. So he has a 2-second gap, 2/10 gap, I mean, to Mosqueta. So he's looking very comfortable, but everyone else just doesn't seem to have the same pace as Atlas and Mosqueta. And speaking of Mosqueta, he's about to go on a lap, so you want to stay on board with him and see how he does, because I don't know why I did that. He could maybe challenge Atlas ski for pole.
Yeah, let's see how he does. He has 2 tenths to gain, and I think he has a lot of time to gain through the second sector and just the AlphaTauri driver. I think that's and the second sector and the third sector is where he's losing a bit of time to Atlas ski.
Yeah, indeed, but let's see how he does. Oh, turning with the third gear and then short shift the fourth. So looks like he's learned Backer's tactic, because I actually learned that off Backer when he popped in the Ferrari chat, and he's marginally up. So is he currently the fastest in Sector 1 already?
No. Ratchins is still the fastest, but he is faster than Atlas ski by 0.02 of a second right now.
So he's currently on track for pole, maybe. Let's see if he can take Cops flat. Oh, massive lift there. He doesn't want to risk invalidating the lap again like he did last time. But let's see, time could be won in Maggots to Beckett. 7th, 6th, 5. Get that extra turn in, then short shift to 6th, going wide. Nearly off track there. And he's already up by 1/10, so could see provisional pole right here for a step away from Atlas ski. And this might be actual pole, as Atlas ski doesn't have enough time to get out. So this is nearly going off track there. I don't know whether it was broadcast mode, but into the final corner, third gear in with a turn in. That's why I said he's doing it. He looks like he's gonna have it. Hopefully, yes, he does. He's got it.
Well, by over 1/10 of a second as well.
Yeah, but there's Jones chasing behind as well. He's beginning his lap. Rauchens as well behind Jones, and Jones is up by 1/10.
Yeah, Craig's also invalidated his lap, so in 6th.
Oh, I didn't see the old man did 3 laps on his soft tyres, and that won't really matter as everyone will be starting on the wet tyres, but up in the P5, and I think that's it, unless he's pushing again. But back on board with Jones. Flat through Cops, so he's got the downforce to do it. And hopefully he doesn't get hindered by any traffic. Might pick up a slight tow from the car ahead. Taking it very cautious through Maggots Beckett, there's a lot of time there, so he's not gaining that much time. 1/10 up, let's go on board with Rauch and see how he does. Oh, he's fractionally up. Going off track there. Oh, 5/10 down, I think he just bottled his lap there. But going back on board with Jones, this might be P2 maybe, going very wide there. Oh, he's invalidated. Very unfortunate.
A lot of drivers invalidating. I think Octavia also invalidated. Wesley also
Craig was
invalidated.
Craig was on a lap. I didn't see his first at the time. Could you tell me what it is, please?
He is up and
how much?
He's just up by 100th of a second, but he's not too far from the
no!
first sector. Oh.
Don't even think about it. There you go. Oh, Mosqueta actually set another lap and goes to take pole again.
0.3 of a second, wow. Well, I guess that's it then. Spivey on a lap, but he is down and he does go into the pits. So that's it for qualifying then, and oh, Max crashed across the line in the Ferrari. But yeah, anything can happen in the race because it will be wet and the conditions will be very difficult at the start. And I think one to watch is definitely Richie. This is great consistency and great pace in the wet. I think he will be climbing the positions.
Yeah, Ski seems to be good in the wet as well, but who knows what might happen. It's going to be a full wet race for the entire distance, so could see inters maybe later on, but it looks to be full wet, judging by its insane storm. And pretty surprising Mosqueta was able to get pole in the first place and then beat his own lap again, so yeah.
Yeah, and for the Constructors' Championship, Alpine are again looking quite strong with Atlas ski in 2nd and Spitzy in 5th. With, well,
to be, I think he
down in
might be doing
P18.
madness.
Just like Puggy maybe?
Yeah, but it's wet, so I don't really see a need
More,
to do it.
more to gain in that, I guess. If you've got the pace.
You could say that, but you really want track position around here, and if it could be a no-stop race, so who knows?
Yeah, well, no DRS trains to play with in this race. It's no DRS. It's all about slipstream and just, I guess, the track so you can get out of the corners.
Yeah, that's it completely. And Moscato takes pole by 3 attempts, so I believe that's his first pole, and then followed by Atlas Key in P2, Jones P3, Rauchens P4, Spritzy P5, the old man doing well in this session, trying to back up his teammate, Craigo P6, Smythe P7, Octavio P8, Wesley P9, Richie P10, Rizabert P11, Spaffy P12, Maverick P13, Okla P14, Mighty Frax P15, Go 16, Big Puggy 17th, and Eek rounds out the grid in 18th. So
Well, I mean, you said, or you asked the question why is Eek all the way down at the back of the grid. He's just 1 point ahead of Spritzy in the championship, and Spritzy starting P5, so Spritzy has a great chance of coming out of this race in the lead of the championship.
Oh, and there's the rain. Glorious, isn't it?
British weather at its
Put
finest.
my money on the safety car.
Probably, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, the conditions are just going to be really tough, and on the first lap, I doubt we're going to go without an incident. Hopefully it can be clean. I think the driver is just going to have to be extra careful in the first sector to try and avoid any contact with each other. But you know what, low gear is the cleanest tier of RPM, so...
Sure.
You know.
I remember last season Bahrain. That's what I remember.
Sure what happened then.
And yeah, you can see the poles on track, and take a look at the tyres.
Well, everyone's going to be on wet.
Yeah. Oh, it's very, very wet. Oh my! If this was to happen tomorrow, I don't even know if I would survive.
I don't know if I would as well. I mean, yesterday I spun in turn 1 in the dry, so can't imagine what it's like for these drivers while racing each other as well.
If you don't mind me, give me 1 minute as I go and adjust something.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll go through the order then. So it's Mosquito from Atlas Key, Jones, Rauchens, Spritzy, Craigo, Smythe, Octavio, Westy, then Richie, Urisbert, Spivey, Maverick, Oglap, Thrax, Goey, and of course Puggy starting near the back, and then RPM Eek starting last, unfortunately for him, because he is fighting for both the Driver Championship and the Constructors Championship, and well, the Driver Championship for him could be taken at the end of this race if he doesn't beat Spritzy. And that could be a big shame, because there are only 5 rounds to go. I mean, each drivers have to be putting in their all, really. And yeah, the start's going to be really difficult for these drivers. They're just going to have to try and get as much traction as they can off the line, and just hope that no one goes into the back of them, really.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah, the predicted pit stop strategy is they've hit on lap 13 to the end, of course, on another set of wet tyres.
But that's pretty interesting, and you're excited for the new game, Shaq, because we're now approaching the end of the formation lap, which drivers aren't allowed to do themselves, themselves, and in the new game, you'll be allowed to do that. So what do you expect from that in the new game?
I think it'll be interesting the way the guys position their cars, and
I'm
also
putting it straight to the right, and I'm cutting off whoever tries it if I'm starting on pole. That's what I'm doing.
Also, just if they depends on if they get the start right or wrong. You know, if they get it wrong, then
also if they position their car as well, because there's a purple, which means perfect, green, which is okay, and then if you completely miss it, you actually get set back a little bit too far.
Yeah, I know, we've got 26 laps of rain here. Right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 4 and then 5. And okay, let's go. And right now, I see everyone crawling off the line. And Aski gets a good start and goes straight into P1. Oh, spinners
4 people
already!
spun
I had a
there.
feeling that would happen. It happened last season in Portimao for Logie. There's quite a few drivers who have gone off.
Yeah, 4 people who have spun already off the line. Jones trying to go around the outside. I think Spitzy up the inside and up into 3rd from 5th place. So a very good start from the Alpine driver. And now everyone... Oh, there you are.
Yeah, Mosquito
Jones
seems
back
to
up the
have
inside of
not gotten a
Spitzy.
good start. And now I see a Spitzy. Oh, Spitzy getting
Spitzy
tagged
spun.
down and he's spun.
Have to try and keep it in the right direction coming back onto the track. RPM Esports got a really good start as well, and he might get past Spitzy here.
I believe he will.
And he does.
Very treacherous around here.
Wow, so Spitzy with that big advantage is now behind his championship rival after just
Oh,
a few
he's making
spins.
another move right now on Spifey, and he makes it into the exit of Cops, and it's now up to P9 now, and might take the lead of the championship, might extend his lead in the championship. But at the ski, amazing start from him. Already 1.2 out in front. And Mosquito just didn't get off the line properly, and at the ski he took advantage of that. And quite a few spinners off the line. Who was it? Was it, I believe it was Westy, Mightyfrax, Craig, and maybe Uklop as well.
Yeah, and Ratchin's very close to Jones who goes very well as well. To be fair to Spitzy, he did get a good start, but they just got tagged unfortunately from Jones. Don't think it was either of them were at fault, but yeah, Spitzy all the way down to 11th now.
Also, speaking of Jones, looks like Rauchens might try and make the move on Jones, and Jones going very deep into turn 3, and looks to be yellow flag on the last sector, and that's a virtual safety car.
Oh, Jones, I think Ratchen's got past Jones before the safety car got deployed, so...
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think.
Well, that's a virtual safety car, so we'll slow things down for now. If it was a full safety car, that would have brought back the 3 guys at the back into play, and Craig retiring from in the pits, so very unfortunate.
Yeah, a lot of the guys in the pits, we got the Mightyfrax, Westy, and Uglop all in the pits after that melee on the first straight. Also, Richie up into P6 from P11, I think it was. No, from P10, so it makes up 4 places already off the start in 2 laps. And the Maverick made 6 positions. Eek making 9 positions, I think is a big winner from the start of this race. And yeah, it's back in the championship lead now.
Indeed. So now we wait for virtual safety car to end, which should end around now, maybe.
Yeah, I think Eek will be very happy when he saw Spitzy on the grass there, because Spitzy had like, it's gone.
Maverick. Oh, Jones.
It's gone with no warning.
Oh, Jones. Oh, he just got a drive through from P3 and just went wide as well. P5 making it even worse for him.
Yeah, the Maverick got a penalty as well. I don't think they got a warning that it was ending. At least we didn't.
We never get a warning, but they do.
Oh, okay. Well, Jones losing out in big time then.
And that will promote Richie up in the P5, so it's even better for him. And how the ski just extending right now.
Yeah, 3.5 the gap, and Rauchens after Jones going off, Rauchens is now on the podium, and hopefully for him he can chase after Mosquito.
I kind of wish it was a dry race now, because big puck around the outside of Spifey and into P10. But I wish it was dry because more racing and less gaps. But it's unfortunate. But God through water at the track, and that's what we have to deal with. So now back on board with Richie. He's starting to gain on Jones now, who seems to be struggling even more.
Yeah, Jones struggling quite a lot. Literally going onto the grass, but I think that's just the optimal line.
You'll get spun around if you do that.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Richie has a lot of pace in the wet, and he's Jones struggling. I think Richie will try and make quick work of the McLaren driver.
Yeah, now I see Jones boxing now to serve his drive-through. And Shaq, could you give us a weather update? Because it might be getting lighter.
Or Tash says stormy all the way up until the 45th minute.
Ooh, so could see get dry.
Yeah.
Or not dry,
maybe
just intermediate conditions.
Maybe, yeah.
Intermediate conditions at least.
And of course, the Maverick and Jones serving their drive-throughs, and they're going to be put way down the bottom.
There's one person we haven't kept our eye on, Smythe. He's had a good race so far. He's actually keeping up with route trends, as it seems, and he's doing very well for himself. So let me take a look at the positions gained, if it allows me to. I need to find that. Oh, there we go. And he's gained 3 positions, so that means he started P7, and yeah, he's made his way up into P4, and could maybe find himself on the podium if someone ahead of him was to make a mistake. And unfortunately for Spritzy, who started P5, down to P7, but he's currently chasing after Eek, who's in P6, and Eek's actually gaining on Richie, so we could see a fight for P5, and that's a spinner, and I believe that is Octavio in Sector 1, and he's spun round, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, a good start from both the Haas drivers then, and yeah, Spritzy making up 2 positions, and if he could close up to Eek, then it'll be, well, the fight for the championship lead, I guess. But Big Poggy also right behind Spritzy, and he's got a lot of pace here as well.
Oh yeah, and he's actually gaining on Spritzy more than Spritzy's gaining on Eek, so you could see a 3-way fight maybe.
Yeah. Well, there's no DRS, but Poggy's definitely, Poggy's definitely going to be getting some slipstream from Spritzy, and he's already gained 1/10 in about a sector.
Yeah, Spritzy doesn't seem to have the pace on that his teammate has, as he's extended to 4 seconds now within 5 laps, so that's something. He's currently performing like Colin right now, extending a lot, and he's going quicker in first sector this lap, so could see a new fast lap set by him soon. And he's on 100% ERS, so he's really in control of this race right now. So yeah, let's see how
yeah,
he
so is Rauchens, to be fair. I'm not sure who you were talking about, but Rauchens also with 100% ERS, and
mostly everyone has 100%, except except Smythe's on 80 something percent, but
I'm talking about Rauchens getting a penalty, unfortunately.
Tom Tater's Kershak, that was on you, mate.
I'm sorry about that. Poggy has lost a bit of time to Spritzy, but I think it's gaining it back now. Maybe a small mistake cost 2/10 there.
And well, seems like gaps are beginning to form for 1 second, except Spritzy and Big Poggy. Big Poggy dropping back a little bit in Sector 2, and
yeah, I think he gained most of his time in Sector 3 because he gained about 2/10. The 2/10 that he lost, he gained it all back in the last sector. Starting to lose it now again.
And as I said, Aliski sets the fastest lap of this race, and looks to might approach on Uklop to lap him soon, possibly. But
Colin asked, can Rex do the whole race? I think they could, but there'll be a lot of time. The tires will be very worn out, and you have to be going really slow.
You literally have the information in the palm of your hands. Take a look at tasks and check the percentage, because we could do the math, Shaq. We're not that stupid.
Well, they're around 10%. So in theory they could make it to the end.
Okay.
But as the race goes on, they'll just start to wear out even faster. So it'll be difficult. But a lot of drivers have done it before, so it's not impossible. And Richie now closing up to Schmeichel as well.
And taking a look at the tyres, Atlas Ski is on 10%, while Mosqueta is still on 7%, which is his lowest tyre. But I'm going to take his highest, which is 9%, and I'm going to do the maths on my calculator. So, 7% in 6 laps. Okay. So it's 26 laps. Okay. 26 divided by 6. Okay. What's that? Times by 7. Wait a minute. Hang on. There needs to be a better number for this. Well.
Oh, Smythe made a bit of a
here's
mistake. Yeah.
And Richie actually very close to Smythe now, and we must see a fight for P4, a good fight. So as I try to rethink my math. Okay. So
Eek is very close to Richie as well.
Okay, this is much easier. Okay, 10%. 10% in 7 laps. So. Okay. Let me try this again. Times 3 is 21. Okay,
No.
they will make the race. Okay, they'll make it with less than 40%. I've done. That's it. I'm not trying it anymore. And Jones onto the inters, so he's gambling right now. And
yeah, that's interesting. So maybe if he goes faster, then maybe everyone might switch to the intermediates then. And look at 4th, 5th, and 6th, really close.
I'm gonna go on board with him, see how he does. Whether he has enough grip into the corners. Doesn't look like it. So I think it's a little bit too early.
Yeah, I think the track does look pretty wet. I just think it's intermediate conditions here, but let's see.
Wait a minute.
Doesn't look too bad, to be fair.
I'm looking at the gap, and it looks like he's gaining. Currently, it looks like he's gaining, and he's already
maybe it's a crossover point now.
2/10 on the car ahead, which is Octavio. I don't know whether Octavio's had a bad lap, but it seems like. I think it's time for Inters. It might be time for Inters. He's gaining, but I think some parts of the track might be wetter than other parts, so he is losing time now. But I think it's a crossover point right now.
I think Jeff. Oh, it's been. Yeah, I think people are going. Yeah, Mavericks in as well. I think Jeff might be coming over the radio and telling people to pit for Inters right about now.
Yeah, I agree.
If Jones is faster. And still, Eek is trying to get past Richie, and Richie's trying to get past Smythe. I think they're finding it quite difficult to overtake.
Yeah, especially in the wet conditions. It's very, very difficult. So, anyone got any predictions in chat? There's 11 of you watching, so don't try and stiff us now. Any predictions for what might happen at the end of this race? Who might win? Who might lose? Who might DNF? Who might go and come on the podium? Give us any prediction you got. And now, as you were saying, Eek just not able to get past. And neither is Richie on Smythe.
Yeah, well, of course, with DRS not being enabled, it's just they're gonna be gaining the most time during the corners and the traction zones. But I think they're just trying to get really difficult to get close enough on the straights to go for moving to the next corner.
I think it might be time for Inters.
No one seems to be
take a look
there.
at Jones's sector 1 time compared to Atlas.
He has the fastest sector 1 time so far.
Jones?
Yeah, Jones has the fastest sector 1 time so far.
It's time. That means it's time. So, I think it is time. So, if someone wants to gamble, Eek, I'm looking at you. You should really gamble, unless everyone's going to pick this lap. But someone should gamble. Someone should take that gamble. Someone like maybe even Wesley. Yeah, Wesley's taking that gamble. Wesley's taking it. Octavio's not. But someone in the top 10 should take that gamble. Mosqueta, if Atlas Key stays out, he should really take the gamble, honestly, because it's working so far for Jones.
Yeah, it's definitely working. And let's see what Westy goes on to.
And there's Jones, there's confirmation
And
that
intermediate.
it's time. It's time. It's a time for Inters.
Well, everyone's going to be seeing this now, and I think everyone's going to be going into the pits with Inter. I think you could see on the screen the rain is starting to decrease now.
Yeah, and even more confirmation, Mike Frax on the intermediate just overtook Oaklap for P16. And Atlas Key's staying out. Atlas Key is staying out, so Scratch is staying out as well. It's time to box, lads. It's time to box.
I want to see what Smiley does.
They're still staying out, Richie, you have to think smart, Richie. Yes, Richie's going for it.
League follows, and so does Splitsy.
They know it's time. Who knows, Richie could be leading this race. We don't know. But I think it was a mistake for Atlas Key to stay out for an extra lap. And that's yellow flag.
Yeah, it was, but he has a big enough gap to, I think, maintain the lead, probably.
You'll still be losing time, though.
Definitely.
Oh. Virtual safety car. I think that was Oaklap who spun off and caused that. So that might be, that might help the guys who just boxed. I'm not too sure. Would it?
No, it would help the guys on the wet tires, because well, they'll just be losing time on the full race conditions, and if they could still box onto intermediates during the virtual safety car, that would really help the likes of Big Puggy, Goey, and Spivey.
Indeed. So I was right. It was gonna go to intermediate conditions.
It wasn't quite early as well, compared to what Tass says, but I guess Tass and Jeff are always a bit incorrect, a bit off.
And Bacco, what's going on with your driver? I know your engineer is Spiffy. Why didn't he box, Bacco? What's going on? Could you give us a little bit of a response, because yeah, he stayed out.
Yeah, I mean, if the virtual safety car stays until they box, then they'll gain a lot of time. But if not, then yeah,
Rauchen's got a drive through in the pits. Oh my days.
Oh no.
Oh, he's finished. That's it. That's race done for him, because he's gonna serve it. He sped into the pits and somehow got the drive through. He was expecting the Delta to go. He's gonna serve the drive through. Oh my god, Atlas Key's on the wets.
Oh no.
Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh
God,
my
really
days. Oh great heavens. Oh, Atlas Key just bottled it. This is just... Rauchen has bottled it. Well, he hasn't really, but... Atlas Key just bottled it. He's just put on the wrong set of tyres.
Yeah, I mean, Rauchen obviously comes back out.
Where's Richie coming out? Richie right now should be net P2. It's worked in Richie's favour, because everyone ahead of him is on the wets, and Atlas Key will have to box again, I'm sure of it. And Rauchens will have to box, I'm sure of it as well. But Atlas, oh Atlas, there was no need. It was a race. You had the VSC, you had time, but it just wasn't. It just didn't help him.
I mean, let's watch the gap to Mosquito, because Mosquito could be leading the race after this lap, after being 5 seconds off the lead. He's
going to. Atlas Key has to box. He's going to take the lead. Everyone on the wets has to box. It's intermediate conditions.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the rain now. There's barely any rain drops compared to before. It really is intermediate. And I mean, if the rain goes now, we'll have a dry race for like half of it.
And Shaq, we have just gotten a request for any weather updates. Come on, weatherman, give us an update. Any more rain, maybe? Or was it again less?
It still says there's a storm. So Chas and Jeff. I mean, yeah, Chas is incorrect. I think Jeff might be smarter than Chas right now. Because Chas still says it's heavy rain, which it definitely is not.
Yeah, and Atlas boxing. And Spifey and Go is still going on. Oh, please, both of you box. I don't want any carnage to happen because of you lot being on the wet tyres. We've seen it before in the past, someone being not on the right compounder tyre, and then there's carnage because they're not on the right compounder tyre. But let's see what Aleski boxes onto. Hopefully he gets the right tyre, and yes, he does, onto the intermediates. Hopefully Rauchins does as well, and yeah, he does, onto the intermediates. So right now, Musqueta P1, Richie P2, and he's kind of being handled by Eek, who's in P3 right now, net P3, I should say. But yeah, Eek looking to make a move for P2. I might perform my last to first, as he did start last and is already up in the net P3.
I guess it's been a great race so far for the Aston Martin driver, trying to retain his championship lead. Spritzy is gaining on them.
Not really, not really.
He has been.
A little bit. But he seems to be losing that time again. It's now 2.3. Yeah.
Let's see, maybe Uchi can defend a bit from Eek.
Yeah, and now going back on front, Musqueta has actually caught up to the wet runners ahead, so hopefully they now understand that it's time for intermediates and actually box, so there's no chance of Richie maybe getting caught up in anything. As now Musqueta trying to make the move, and
oh, Goey stayed out on the wets.
Oh my, just Goey box.
Spicy, I'm guessing it has to box, and he stays out.
What are these two? What are they doing?
You know what, I reckon they're looking for track position, and I reckon it's going to go dry soon, and they're just waiting for the dry tyres.
They're losing 2 seconds left. There's no need, just box for the enters, and not risk maybe getting caught up in a car that's maybe quicker. But if Richie makes it past, I'll be fine. I wouldn't mind.
Oh, there's a yellow flag. I think that's a Maverick who's gone. Yeah, out of. Oh no, it's not.
It was Maverick.
Out of quad, yeah. Really difficult corner in the wet.
Hopefully Richie can maintain his position.
Yeah, and the rain doesn't really seem like it's stopping anytime soon.
It's not going to stop. It's going to be a rain. It's going to be wet for the entire race. So these wet runners are not gonna. I don't know what they're doing, but it's not working. They should box.
Eek with a half spin there.
I was about to say, I saw that gap move a little bit up. I saw that gap. But Richie now approaching Spiffy, who's on the wet tyres, and maybe should box this lap. As now look at the amount of time Richie gained just in cops alone, and that's again another yellow flag on the straight. Was that in the pits? Maverick, I'm gonna pick up the speed. I don't want any safety car maybe because of it.
Yeah, he got that going again.
And now Richie right behind Spiffy now.
You know, Flipteam, no DRS.
Richie, just take your time, Richie. He's gonna have to box soon.
Yeah, hopefully he does box, because Eek is right behind Richie now.
And he makes the move. Richie makes the move, and Spiffy's still staying out. Why are they
I think this is really going to help Richie if he can't get past quick enough.
Is it me or was it getting wetter?
Well.
And Maverick's spinning again. Unfortunate for him, and very unfortunate. And Big Puggy, very fast now. Big Puggy's going very quick. He set the fastest lap twice in a row.
A little bit of contact there between Spiffy and Eco, and Spritzy's now right behind the pairing.
Spiffy's still trying to fight. I think he should just give it up. Econ the inters. It's not a position you should fight, but he's still trying. And Spiffy's still trying to fight against Spritzy. And
yeah, I mean, the rain doesn't look like it's getting any heavier, but if it does, then Spiffy and Gobi could definitely make it to the end on their tyres. But Mosquito is now 1 second behind Gobi.
Yeah, but right now, these two are kind of hazards on track because it's another spin up. Maverick, take your time. Just get to the pits. Just take your time. There's no need. Get out the. Ooh, let's not have any contact here, please. Please get off the track. I don't want nobody retiring. I want a good race here. But the Maverick just needs to make his way to the pits at this rate. Just keep the tyres in a good range. They shouldn't be overheating that much.
Yeah, and Mosquito, well, Gobi's now into the pits. I think he finally decided to go into the inters.
Yeah, he is spicy. Let's see what he does.
He's
And
well.
now he does.
There you go then. So the whole field is going to be on inters.
Oh, and Colin just pointed it out. The championship leaders are right next to each other on track.
Yeah,
Eek
they
versus
are.
Spritzy. I believe this is round 5 of their fight. They didn't have a fight last race.
Oh yeah, might be retiring in the pits. I think Spitzy had a really great opportunity to get past Eek when he was behind Spivey, but just couldn't get close enough. But you know, he's still tailing Eek quite well, and Eek could be held up by Richie a bit here, so this could allow Spitzy to close in even more.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's see if Richie could defend a bit. He's doing great so far. He started in P10 and is now up into P2. It's Richie. It's a great point for Ferrari, but Eek will be wanting to get past him as soon as possible. Yellow flags, I think that's Ugla on the grass in the final corner. But he gets back going again.
How's your cat, Shaq?
Sorry, you can hear.
It's fine, man. It's fine. I got one myself.
Spitzy, he lost a bit of time, but I think he's gaining it back now. And he's getting ever so closer to Richie.
Taking a little sip and enjoying what's happening now. And the Eek, yeah, gaining a lot on Richie. Spitzy hasn't been gaining that much on them. So we could see a move for P2.
Yeah, but he's not. Oh yeah, 1 point. The timing ball just went crazy for me there, but yeah, I think he's losing a few tenths a lap to Eek, unfortunately for him.
I feel bad for Jones, honestly, because he was up in P3, and if he was still up in P3 and took that gamble, he would have been leading. Because he would have gained so much time, and that's Gary speeding in the pits, and a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, I think Jones had a bit of an unlucky race in France as well.
Yeah, very unlucky since his return.
Yeah, and go
in the pits.
Yeah, Jones has got quite a gap throughout Jones ahead as well, so he might just have a lonely race here and out.
You know what this race needs? A safety car. That's what this race needs.
Well, it looks like all the retirements have been in the pits so far. Oh, but Eek, look how close he is to Richie coming out of cops.
I'm surprised nobody's bending cops. Oh, Eek! Stop cursing him, man! Just stop it, Shaq, every time. You're cursing the Aston Martins, you curse Rauchens, and then you cursed him.
Yeah, look how close he is now. And Eek has all that. Well, he just didn't go on the grass, but...
He took the curb, he bounced off the sausage curb in the first part of Knights Beckett's.
No, Spitzy really using all of his ERS down to 40% compared to Eek's 80%.
Problem is he can do that, but not to the rate that he can't use any more on that lap.
Yeah, of course.
Why are you saying well done to me? I didn't mention Eek gaining a lot. I was just watching. I didn't say anything. That's not my fault.
I didn't say anything either.
Shaq, that's your responsibility there.
Yeah. I mean, Eek is now gaining on Richie, and but Spitzy's still close. But I think Spitzy's just a bit slower than Eek. So yeah, I think and he's using a lot of ERS as well as Spitzy.
Hang on a minute. Looks like Richie's actually gaining on Mesquita.
Maybe, but with 9 laps to go, I think Mesquita is in a pretty comfortable lead right now, unless he gets a penalty, which of course is very possible. And Rauchens is also looking quite fast as well. He's got the fastest lap, and his last lap was one of the fastest of anyone in the last lap. So we can see a bit of a comeback from him. Spitzy still within 1 second of Eek though, but he's using a lot of ERS. It's down to 20% now.
I've never seen someone in the wet conditions use all their ERS. I have never seen that before.
Well, I guess he can gain a lot in the corners, but he's using all of his battery deployment before the end of the lap.
I've never seen that before in the wet. I've just never seen that before. He's using it everywhere. I didn't even think that was possible.
Yeah, he's using a lot, but I mean he's managing to stay close to Eek with it.
A little bit.
The March 20 as I said, another fastest lap for him. But he's 5 seconds behind Guy in the penalty. So. Yeah. Although he's got the pace, I don't think his race is going to get any.
Oh, look who's returned, Smythe. He's back. He's at the back of this train now.
Oh yeah, he is.
So Smythe's had a really good pace as he's caught his way back up to the train, and Big Puggy as well. Look, he's in P6 now from last as well. But he does have a penalty though, but won't really come into effect as the gap to Atlas Key behind him is 9 seconds, approaching 10 seconds.
Yeah,
and Eek, as you said again, look at how close Eek is.
Yeah, he's really close to Rich. I think he made a bit of a mistake, but got a lot of pace under his car.
I think we cursed him. It's kind of good for Richie and good for us, but not for Aston. And not for him, but
yeah, with Smythe only 1.2 seconds behind Spitzy, and with a bit of a train forming, I mean, Smythe's definitely getting much closer, and nearly within a second now of the Alpine driver.
Going back on board with Eek, he's gaining, but he's just losing that time. And I'm trying to drag this on a little bit to see if something might happen, but it doesn't look like it. His curse looks to have been removed.
Yeah, and Wesley's also very close to Spivey as well.
Oh, now he's actually starting to gain it a little bit. He's already gained 3 tenths on in Sector 1 alone on Richie. Richie going defensive a little bit to prevent a slipstream. And now he's actually beginning to get closer now. So could actually see an actual move, because I don't even think we've actually seen an actual move on someone this entire race, basically.
Yeah, it's been a difficult race to the drivers, and the track really doesn't seem to be improving right now. I think it's definitely into the end.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. It's only 7 laps remaining. I don't think it's going to drive within that time.
Yeah, Wesley's very close to Spivey now. 4 tenths the gap. I wonder how many positions Wesley has gained. He's lost 1. He's lost 2 actually. So I guess he'll really want to make a position.
Has it gone his way?
No, it hasn't really gone his way.
Well,
I think he had good pace at the start.
For one person, it has gone his way, and that's Eek from a last place to P3 right now, and looking to maybe take P2.
Yeah, definitely. And you said it earlier that Richie was gaining on the skipper. Unfortunately for him, he's not gaining that much. So I don't think he will.
I think Muscat might have made a mistake. So currently, Richie not looking to challenge Musqueta. So.
Yeah, then Smythe can't seem to get within 1 second of Richie from more than about a few corners. I think these drivers are just really struggling. They can get close, but they can't get too they can't get close to make an overtake. So they're just kind of
the only closest I've seen to Richie's 6 tenths, and then goes back all the way up to a second. I don't know whether dirty air is a factor, but something's not allowing the drivers to get close.
This race reminds me quite a lot of Turkey 2021, where the rain just didn't go and the drivers were kind of struggling to get close to each other.
No, there was a lot more moves in there than here.
Was there?
Yeah, there was a lot more.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if there was a safety car to bunch everyone up. That would be.
Well, Spritzy with penalty.
Oh, Spritzy. Doesn't look like he's gonna get on the podium unless Ika and Richie have a collision, and then Smythe gets caught up with it as well, as Smythe has no pens and is keeping up with Spritzy. So good team after P4 maybe, after when penalties after pens. So right now the gap's just staying the same for Eek and Richie, hovering over the 1 second gap, then going down to 6/10 and then back up to 1 second again for the next lap.
Mosquito really isn't pushing. He's got 15% tyre wear, well, everyone behind him has 25% tyre wear on the front left.
He's just been relaxing as
yeah.
He already has good pace, and he seems to be very conservative on the tyres while
and
applying
has he
his
won?
pace.
Has he won this season, or is this going to be his first win of the season?
First win.
First win. Really good try from him as well. Very solid. I think there's still 5 laps to go, but he's been really consistent, at least for the latter part of this race.
Yeah, he has. Looks like he might have already secured this one, but who knows? Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, and I mean, these drivers are really struggling to get close. I mean, Wesley's been behind 5e for quite some time now, and Eek's been behind Richie for so many laps now.
Oh,
just struggling
5
to get
now.
close
That's
enough.
interesting.
Oh, and yeah, as I say that, Wesley's very close to 5e as well. He might even
1/10.
try to make the move into Luffield, I think the corner is.
He has no ERS.
Oh, he's gonna go for it anyway.
Oh wait, on my days, there was a move. On my days, the second move this race that has been cool on stream. Wow.
Yeah, and pretty good move as well, being sad.
Yeah, now back up to Eek. It's now within 4 attempts, so I think Eek's beginning to push now. And Richie, come on Richie, you got 4 laps after this. Just keep it nice and clean. And Richie has the ERS advantage, so he might be able to defend pretty well.
And Samantha's starting to drop off Spritzy a bit there. Oh, Eek gained quite a lot through turn 3, and I think he might have a chance into Luffield again, just like Wesley did the lap before. Just a bit too far, I think. Just trying to search for as much slipstream as possible, because that's really the only thing gaining on him on the straight.
Yeah, now he's actually beginning to gain. Could see a move maybe if he keeps it within 4 attempts and then goes onto the back straight. We could see a move maybe. Just keep it clean through here, maybe gain a little bit.
He has gained a little bit.
But Magnus Beckett's very tricky if you're able to keep the time here.
Yeah, I think Richie's been very good through Marcus and Beckett.
He's a good exit
and he
here.
Lost a bit of time.
Yeah, he's going a little bit wide there.
Gap now back down to 5 attempts.
He's still there. Eek knows he can maybe make the move, but he just needs to not make any mistake on the lap that he's trying to do the move on.
Yeah, I think Eek needs to get the move before Luffield, otherwise through the hanger straight he's just losing so much time because he's slower through Marcus and Beckett.
He is so close right now. I hope it's not like this tomorrow. I hope it's not wet tomorrow. I hope it's just dry, so there's moves.
Yeah, it's really difficult for these guys.
Oh, he's getting very close. And Rauton's sent faster lap there, and he's actually gaining on Atlas Ski. Oh, Eek.
Good mistake there.
Eek, take your time, mate. There's no need to bin it. There's no need.
Yeah,
he just lost all his time.
He's running out of chances now. He has to try and make a move as fast as possible. Try and go the rest of the race without making any mistakes, because Spritzy is now 8 attempts behind.
Yeah, he is, and Eek's still gaining. He's good traction, getting it a little bit. Now to Cops. Let's see if he will be able to gain at least a 10th, possibly. Because he's actually pretty good through Cops, and it looks like he's gained a little bit. Yes, he has. He's actually gained a 10th. And it looks like they're actually gaining on Mesqueta as well. And through Magnus and Beckett, Eek needs to get a good exit here, but he's got a decent one, but Richie's got a better one. And it's and he's actually beginning to chase down Mesqueta now. It's 2.1, so they've actually gained 5 tenths this lap. So who knows what will happen? Who knows? But Richie defending pretty well. And yeah, right now, Spritzy's actually beginning to gain on both of them as well. Everyone's gaining on Mosqueta, and he's actually losing a lot of time.
Yeah, he has 2 seconds to gap now, and he 4 tenths to Richie. I think if he gets close here, he will have to make a move into Lotto, otherwise
he's very close. Get a good exit here. That's what you need. Oh, you don't want to hit that curb. Compromises you a little bit. And yeah, it did compromise him.
Yeah, but he didn't make as big a mistake as last time, so the gap's a bit closer now.
This is the closest he's been. This is the closest he's been all race to Richie in Sector 1, and he's actually up on his time. So the field's beginning to getting lower and lower, and Richie and Eek are getting faster and faster, and now chasing down Mosqueta.
Yeah, I think also Richie is able to gain a bit of time on the exits of corners, because I think Richie's running no traction control, whereas Eek's running maybe medium or off.
If Mosqueta was to make a mistake, this could be the fight for the win. If he was to get a penalty, fight for the win right there.
It could, but it's 2 laps to go. I don't think he'll force himself into a mistake or a penalty at this stage in the race. And Eek's still not close enough, so might start getting a penalty.
Oh, you don't want to get on the grass, Eek, don't do that. I remember what happened to you on your quaddy lap.
Oh, it's really pushing. And you know, Richie, fair play to him, he's really dealt with the pressure really well. And if he can get a podium out of this race from starting P10, that's a great result from Richie. And I said before, his consistency and his pace in the wet will really help him, and it definitely has.
Yeah, and it looks like Eek's just lost a lot of time, and Richie is gaining a lot of time on the car ahead. So, Shaq, if you were to check, you know, how many warnings Mosqueta might be on, maybe? Can you give us a little bit of insight?
Mosqueta is on 2 warnings.
Oh.
But with 1 lap to go. I don't think he'll walk himself into a mistake.
This lap and next lap to go, so technically 1.5 laps, but who knows? Who knows what might happen? But Richie is gaining. And there's a lap car on the way. There's a lap car on the way, so he's gaining a lot. He's nearly within 1 second. Richie is gaining a lot. Richie is within 1 second of Mosqueta.
Wow, 1.1 seconds now. So if Richie could, if Richie can get close enough, this lap car has to get out of the way as soon as possible for Mosqueta.
He's not getting out of the way.
The gap is now within 1 second.
Oh my!
The lap has to get out of the way. Oh, and he has done now. He's passed on the
Richie's got an amazing run. Come on, Richie. Oh, Eek has got an amazing run as well. The fight for the lead on the last lap.
Yeah, but Mosqueta has more ERS and 10% less power.
Oh, Eek might try to go down the inside. No, he doesn't. He backs out of it. Mosqueta does have more ERS, but if Mosqueta makes any type of mistake, Richie will be there to pick up the pieces. Come on, Richie.
Richie could also pick up the pieces as well if these guys ahead get involved in an incident. Eek's running out of chances now.
Oh, Spritzy's there as well. It's a 4-car train for the battle for the lead right now. Well, not really for Spritzy, he has a penalty, but anything could happen. If Richie gets an amazing run out of Magnets and Beckett's and is close enough, could see him move for the win. This is very exciting.
Intense. These drivers can't afford any mistake.
Look at that run there for Richie. We're in 4 attempts now, but Eek within 2 attempts of Richie, so we could see a move on Richie, and Mosqueta really struggling through Magnets and Beckett's.
Made a mistake as well.
Oh my God, Richie. Oh no, he didn't get that good of a run out of Magnets and Beckett's, but Mosqueta looked to be really struggling. If there was 1 more lap, who knows? He would have known, he maybe would have got it, but into the last couple of corners, Richie trying to chase down the win, but looks like Mosqueta has held on long enough to secure the win, and through the last corner. Mosqueta coming round, and he will win in Britain. Richie P2, Eek P3, Spritzy in P4, and he loses that to Smythe, about 1/10. So yeah, Spritzy now P5. Big Puggy will finish P6, and he actually got ahead of At the Ski. I was able to gap him, so his penalty wouldn't take effect. So At the Ski P7, Rauchers P8. Jones will finish P9. I assume Wesley will finish P10. Smythe P11 as he fights with Roosevelt. Now let me take a look at the penalties to try to figure out the rest of the grid. And yeah, Wesley will finish if he doesn't lose a second in this last corner. He'll finish in P10, and looks to be Smythe will finish P11. Roosevelt P12, unless Octavia gets second in this last corner, which is highly unlikely. Octavia will finish P13, and Mike Frax will round out in P14, but we have to wait for him to finish his lap. So, well, exciting racetrack. Very close at the end.
It was very close at the end. I think the majority of the race was just the drivers trying their hardest to stick with each other. Very difficult to overtake, really, but I think towards the end of the race, it got very exciting, definitely. And I will try to invite the podium for interviews.
Oh yeah, go ask him, Shaq.
And yeah, of course, RPM Eagles driver of the day.
After,
last to third. Great race from him. I think he was the fastest driver on the track, even if he couldn't get past Richie.
Yeah, by far he was the fastest on this track. Who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe if he got past Richie, he could have won. Maybe.
Yeah, Rauchens towards the end also getting fastest laps. He was pretty quick as well in the Aston Martin.
But at the end, we saw consistency is very important, as Richie made no mistakes throughout this last couple of laps, and while Mosqueta and Eek were making a couple into Maggots and Beckett. So yeah.
Yeah, and also RPM Eek managing to extend his lead in the Drivers' Championship, and Alpine extending their gap in the Constructors' Championship.
So yeah, that seems to be it, and it doesn't seem we'll have any of the drivers on the podium for the interview. So I guess we'll see you all tomorrow for mid-gear, and which me and Shet will both be driving, and hopefully it doesn't rain like today. And good evening, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.